Time for a story, my creepy people. Don't Look at Me, written by Alexandria Trace. I feel as though my life has been ripped out of my chest. 2 days ago, the sound of my husband's soft breathing lulled me to sleep. Tonight, he's dead. I don't remember what I did all day yesterday. I can hardly think at all. All I know is I want someone to hold me and listen to me cry. But the only one I had was him, and he's gone. There's no one left to listen, no one left to understand. It's like I've fallen suddenly into a universe of my own where the pain is too deep, even for tears. I'm suffocating, yet I still breathe because I can still smell him on our bed. Please, let me dream of him. Even a false vision of him in sleep would be better than this void in my chest. Sleep. Please just sleep. I twist and allow my hand to fall over the edge of the bed. For a moment, I remember the foolish fear we all feel when our limbs are exposed to the terrifying darkness beyond the edge of our mattress. A twinge of that fear comes to me now, a feeling other than pain. I adjust my arm to hang lower, allowing my fingertips to dangle just on the edge of the darkness below. The fear is cold, tingling. It's something to fill the void. An hour passes, 2, 3. My mind finally begins to brush the edges of slumber when I feel something touch my fingers. My eyes open, yet I do not move. The fear is ice. I'm certain the sensation was merely my mind slipping into the dreams I so longed for, so I do not move or recoil. Then the gaunt fingers of a hand intertwine with mine. With a startled cry, I jump up on the mattress and flick on the lamp. The room is quiet and still, save for my panting breath. I'm clutching the hand I had left exposed to my chest. It takes me a few moments to build the resolve to look under the bed. And when I do, there's nothing but dust on the bare wooden floor. Is this what grief does to your mind, I wonder? When I return to bed, I leave the lamp on. The next day, I am hollow once more. My boss is calling, wondering why I'm not at work. I know if I explain to him, say the words, "My husband is dead," I'll be granted the time I need. Yet I cannot bring myself to answer the phone. I haven't told anyone. I think this may be because a part of me still doesn't believe this is real. I'm still floating in a fog, as though my pushing reality away will somehow keep him safe, even though it is too late. I wonder if this was how he felt when he learned that his mother died last month, and his father just a week after. Was he floating too? Typically, the death of one's elderly parents can be taken in stride. Most people have warning signs, declining energy, fragile health, to let them prepare themselves for the inevitable. But my husband's mother, then father, died without any such warning, and we were never allowed to see the bodies. Despite the fact that they separated years ago and live in different states, their manner of death was nearly identical. His mother was in her home when she died. The authorities said they believed a mountain lion must have become trapped in her home somehow and killed her when she startled the wild animal upon coming home. 2 weeks later, his father didn't come home from a camping trip. This time, a wild bear was blamed. 1 week ago, my husband went to stay at his father's house to settle some affairs. I was asked to identify his body, but there wasn't enough of his face left for me to see, so I was shown the tattoo on his shoulder instead. Without realizing it, I'm now caressing my own ink on my inner wrist, a dragonfly, exactly like the one my husband had. That night, I wonder if I should sleep on the couch. Perhaps laying in the bed we shared for years is what caused me to freak out last night, and all I need is a change of scene. As I lay on the cold leather couch, the ticking of the living room clock chants its maddening mantra. Tick, 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 tick. I count them for a while, the maddening ticks. Then my mind wanders to dark places where I should not have allowed it to go. The sheet the coroner used to conceal my husband's body spared me only some of the horror of what lay on that metal table. I wonder if my husband screamed when his ankles were twisted until his joints splintered. I wonder if his eyelids were sliced off before or after his fingers were each split and the flesh was peeled away from the bone. I wonder what the last thing was that crossed his mind before he finally drowned hours later in his own blood when he was left alone on the floor. He had told me after his father died that he sometimes would hear his voice whispering at night. Did he hear his father's voice one last time in those final moments? Did he think of me? I haven't noticed my arm is now dangling from the edge of the narrow couch. I'm too lost in my own dark thoughts, until the fingers wrap gently around my hand again. For a moment I gasp in fear, but then an anger fills me, and I grab the hand with all my strength and attempt to pull it up, to see what is tormenting me. But the hand is far stronger than I expect, and slips from my grasp back into the darkness. Strange. It felt so thin and frail. I lean over the couch, but the space beneath it is nowhere near the size that would allow anyone or anything to hide beneath. Am I going mad? I lay down once more, but the feeling of the hand's skin against mine won't leave my thoughts. Tick, 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 tick. My husband used to hold my hand as we fell asleep. I remember the softness of his lips when he kissed my wrist. I remember the smell of his hair when he rested his head on my chest. I remember his warmth. The dead leather of the couch is still cold against my skin. Without realizing why I was doing it, I allowed my hand to dangle over the edge once more. An experiment, perhaps. My eyes close and I listen to the clock. Tick, 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 tick. After a few minutes, the fingers intertwine with mine again. They are still gaunt like bone, but for some reason, they feel almost warm this time. With a sigh, I allow the hand to hold mine. I'm already alone, what more can I lose? If this is madness, I don't have the energy to fight it anymore. The bony thumb strokes my wrist as I fall asleep. Tick, 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 tick. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Everything is dark. The ticking of the clock has become my husband's whispering voice. Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. I try to call out to him, but I have no voice. I turn, searching in every direction, and still see nothing but emptiness. His voice sounds more desperate, but how could I not look? All I want is to see him next to me one last time. I need the closure of saying goodbye. I don't want to float in this emptiness anymore.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
I can't breathe. I need to tell him I need him. I need to tell him I love him. I need to scream. I'm woken up by my own voice screaming his name. I sit up and realize that the sun has risen. My hand is empty. However, my mind feels clearer. I go into the bathroom and evaluate my disheveled hair and the wrinkled shirt I haven't changed out of for days. With a deep breath, as though preparing for a plunge, I splash cold water on my face. Dark circles have formed under my eyes. How long have I been shut away? I'm late when I come into work. A few of my coworkers look up with concern from their desks, but I'm confident that I'm cleaned up enough to convince them that I'm fine. I am not broken. Everything is normal, and I have a normal life to return to at the end of the day. After telling my boss that I haven't been sick and apologize for not answering his calls, I'm sent back to my desk with a harsh warning. The day goes on forever. I catch myself sneaking a glance under my desk more than once, as though I expect to find the owner of the hand hiding there. I intentionally leave my own hand hanging beside my chair, dangling just out of my sight. A few times, I even wiggle my fingers expectantly. Nothing happens. The day drags. After the end of my shift, I rush home and switch off all the lights before diving into bed. Is this madness? It must be. And yet, the hand is the only thing keeping me from feeling completely alone. Closing my eyes, I dangle my hand over the dark space under the bed. Within a minute, the hand wraps its fingers into mine. I smile and hum my husband's favorite song that I used to sing to him when he wasn't feeling well. My heart is warm again. As the sun slips from the sky, I fall asleep without effort.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
The darkness has returned, the cold, my husband's voice. If only I can find it, I will find warmth again.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
His voice becomes frantic as I continue to reach out, searching for him. Don't do this to me, I want to say. Don't leave me without holding me one last time. The dream continues to torment me through the night, and the night after that, and the one after that. It's been weeks now, and every night I reach out for the hand beneath my bed. Every night it brings me comfort and allows me to sleep. Every night my husband's voice haunts me, begging me not to look at him. I don't understand. I can think of nothing else. My boss is threatening to fire me, but I don't even care. My husband. I can hear him, but I never find him. The hand brings his voice to me, and every night he feels closer and closer. He's right in front of me. I'm nearly there. My coworkers whisper and cast strange glances at me throughout the day. Why do I bother coming here again? I was never friends with any of these people. It's all such a waste of time. All I want is to go home and hold the hand again. All I want is to hear my husband's voice, pull him from the torment of his death and back into my arms. Safe, together. It wasn't fair what happened. It makes no fucking sense. No one makes sense anymore. Tonight's the night. I know I can find him this time. It's like his lips are brushing my ear in my sleep, pleading. But that doesn't matter. What matters is I've almost found him. Everything will be okay. I know he's scared, but I'll be there for him. I won't leave him alone in that darkness. With my eyes dutifully closed, I thrust my hand purposefully beyond the edge of the bed. The bony fingers, slow and gentle as always, find mine and wrap lovingly into our nightly embrace. I relax, summoning slumber. The darkness consumes me. I can hear him. He's right in front of me, screaming.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
The darkness. Why is the darkness in my way? Why can't I breathe? What's holding me down, pinning me to the bed? The darkness. My eyes, they're closed. Of course, I'm such an idiot. All I need to do is open my eyes. I'm in my bedroom. I'm lying on my back. I'm looking at the thing that is holding me down. Its eyes are wide, staring at me because there's no skin left on the face. Its arms and legs are twisted at bizarre, agonizing angles. Fingers with the flesh peeled back, exposing bone, are intertwined with my own, holding me down as it watches me sleep. Its mouth opens as though to scream, and before its teeth sink into the flesh of my face, I see the tattoo on its shoulder. I shouldn't have looked at him. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Why did you read this post? I can hear you breathing, and I wonder if your hand will hang over the edge of your bed tonight as you fall asleep. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Thank you for listening to this story with me. Remember to give thanks to the talented authors that let me use their stories. Have a good night, everyone. Love, the Mistress.